So every customer is different, right? The scale, their maturity, their goals for the implementation, because it may well be a platform, but it's not one size fits all. Each company's got different goals that they want to achieve from the platform. We have, a good number of experienced consultants who understand the domain and understand our product and work with the clients to go through a fit and gap exercise to really realize, well, what are they trying to achieve and what's the best approach to configuring our platform so it achieves those goals for them. And then we work on, are there any gaps? Is there anything that we need to fill that meets their specific needs that the core platform doesn't meet already? But how does that impact their business? So the discovery phase triggers a whole change process that will happen within the organization, because there is change in process, change in skills, tooling, and obviously a lot of training that comes with that. And we do follow a train the trainer methodology, and we're very closely linked to them. And we come back and we repeat that process. So we don't just train you once and walk away. We're involved all the way through, particularly as we'll have a number of drops of code, so a number of UAT cycles that we'll go through with them before we're ready to go live. And our platforms tend to fit into part of their world, but not all of their world, right? And therefore, a lot of the debate is about, well, what do they do with those pieces of functionality that exist in their world that don't belong in our product, and how can we mesh them together? Yeah, sometimes they have got real legacy applications and they don't necessarily understand them themselves, or they've lost the people. So what we try to do is we try to build an integration layer that, on our side remains fairly static, but we then will build the bespoke interfaces to their existing systems. So we've put teams in to go and discover it, understand what's there, and build the interfaces on the client side to interface to our platform. We also work with the clients to understand what are their particular challenges and work to try and solve that. So an airline, for example, could be losing market share in the cargo space, and we'll work with them. Then we'll try and work with the business teams to understand the particular pressures they're having. And we obviously have knowledge of the other airlines that are trading on our cargo platform, so we can give them some input into actually how they can change their ways of working to leverage the platform to improve their market share. We're a SaaS business and it's a SaaS product. We have to be careful and evaluate it. Evaluate it before we do it, but also evaluate it afterwards, right? To make sure that we're making the right choices of things to invest in. So we're constantly learning from what we do and feeding that back into the process. The biggest challenge is airline retailing. Airline retailing has not been done yet, and so this is really the biggest challenge, and for us and for the airlines themselves, who are clearly going to be very nervous about changing the whole paradigm of how they operate. But we're very confident that we can do that, because, as I said before, we've focused our build over the last few years on being ready for this, and so our platforms have been built to accommodate the new distribution methodologies, and we believe we'll be able to migrate quickly to that way of working. There's a lot of interest. We're seeing the interest come in. We're talking with a good number of airlines, and this will become reality. I think the airlines have been talking about it for a long time, but actually we're thinking this year something will really start to happen, and some of the big airlines will take this first step into the offer and order world. They're nervous about taking the first steps because it is a big change, but we're confident actually that we're well positioned to be able to support them and help them on that journey.